Welcome to another captivating Sovereign Diplomat episode. Today we're diving into one of the most consequential relationships in modern geopolitics, Germany and China. These two titans of industry have forged a partnership that's as intricate as it is influential, weaving together strands of economic cooperation and geopolitical rivalry. In the next few minutes, we'll peel back the layers of this complex alliance, revealing how the interplay between Berlin and Beijing is reshaping the chessboard of global politics and international trade. From boardrooms to diplomatic chambers, the decisions made between these two powers ripple across continents, affecting everything from technological innovation to global governance. We'll dive into the delicate balancing act Germany performs, juggling its economic interests with pressing human rights concerns. How does Berlin navigate these treacherous waters without capsizing its principles or its profits? You'll discover the hidden connections between German engineering and Chinese innovation and how these two nations are shaping the future of industries from automotive to artificial intelligence. We'll examine the challenges German businesses face in the rapidly changing Chinese market and compare Germany's approach to China with that of its European neighbors. Finally, we'll gaze into our crystal ball and explore potential future scenarios for this pivotal relationship. Will Germany and China grow closer, or will rising tensions pull them apart? Stay tuned as we unpack one of the most important bilateral relationships of the 21st century. To understand the complexity of today's Germany-China relationship, we need to take a step back in time. The story of these two nations' interactions spans centuries, marked by periods of fascination, cooperation, and at times conflict. Our journey begins in the late 19th century when Imperial Germany, like other European powers, established spheres of influence in China. The German concession in Tianjin and the leased territory of Kiautschou Bay, including the port of Qingdao, became focal points of German presence in China. This era saw the exchange of goods, but also ideas, with German beer brewing techniques leaving a lasting impact still evident in China today. World War I marked a turning point as China seized German holdings and declared war in 1917. However, the interwar period saw a renewal of ties. In the 1930s, Nazi Germany and the Republic of China formed an unlikely alliance, with Germany providing military advisors and equipment to China. This cooperation abruptly ended in 1941 when Germany recognized Japan's puppet regime in China. The post-World War II era saw a divided Germany and a communist China. East Germany recognized the People's Republic of China in 1949, while West Germany, aligned with the US, maintained relations with Taiwan until 1972. The reunification of Germany in 1990 opened a new chapter, coinciding with China's economic reforms and opening up to the world. A pivotal moment came in 1995 with the initiation of the Sino-German Strategic Partnership. This agreement laid the groundwork for increased political dialogue and economic cooperation. The relationship deepened further in 2004 when it was upgraded to a strategic partnership in global responsibility. In recent years, high-level visits have become commonplace. Chancellor Angela Merkel visited China 12 times during her tenure, highlighting the importance Germany places on this relationship. These visits have often resulted in significant business deals and joint declarations on issues ranging from climate change to global governance. However, it's not all been smooth sailing. The 2016 acquisition of German robotics firm KUKA by Chinese appliance maker Midea raised concerns about technology transfer and prompted Germany to tighten its foreign investment rules. More recently, issues such as human rights in Xinjiang and the situation in Hong Kong have strained the relationship, showcasing the delicate balance Germany must maintain between its economic interests and its values. Now that we've set the stage with our historical overview, let's zoom in on the economic powerhouse that is the Germany-China relationship. In recent years, this partnership has become a cornerstone of both nations' economies, with staggering numbers that highlight its importance on the global stage. Let's start with some eye-opening statistics. In 2023, China remained Germany's most important trading partner for the 8th consecutive year, with a trade volume exceeding 250 billion euros. German exports to China, ranging from vehicles to machinery and chemical products, have consistently grown, while imports from China, primarily in electronics and textiles, have surged. This trade relationship has been a key driver of growth for both economies, but it's not without its challenges. Germany has faced a growing trade deficit with China in recent years, prompting discussions about trade balance and market access. When it comes to corporate presence, German companies have established themselves as major players in the Chinese market. Automotive giants like Volkswagen, BMW, and Daimler have made significant investments in China, with Volkswagen deriving nearly 40% of its global sales from the Chinese market. Chemical company BASF and engineering conglomerate Siemens have also made substantial commitments, with BASF investing 10 billion euros in a new chemical complex in Guangdong province. But it's not just German companies setting up shop in China. Chinese investments in Germany have been on the rise, albeit with some controversy. High-profile acquisitions like Media's takeover of robotics firm KUKA in 2016 sparked debates about protecting strategic industries. However, Chinese investments have also brought benefits, such as the revival of the port of Duisburg, now a key European hub in China's Belt and Road Initiative. The nature of these economic ties is evolving. While traditionally focused on manufacturing and heavy industry, recent years have seen a shift towards high-tech collaboration. Both countries are increasingly partnering in areas like artificial intelligence, electric vehicles, and renewable energy technologies. This shift reflects both the changing nature of global economics and the strategic priorities of both nations. However, it's important to note that this deep economic integration also creates vulnerabilities. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed the risks of over-reliance on single markets, leading to discussions in Germany about diversifying supply chains. Moreover, growing geopolitical tensions and concerns about technology transfer have led to increased scrutiny of Chinese investments in Germany. While the economic relationship between Germany and China has flourished, it hasn't been without its ethical dilemmas. Germany, like many Western nations, finds itself in a complex dance, trying to maintain lucrative business ties while staying true to its values and commitment to human rights. This balancing act has become increasingly challenging in recent years. At the heart of this issue are serious human rights concerns in China. The treatment of Uyghur Muslims in Xinjiang, the erosion of democratic freedoms in Hong Kong, and broader issues of censorship and political repression have all drawn international criticism. German politicians and civil society have been vocal about these concerns, putting pressure on the government to take a stronger stance. Germany's diplomatic approach to these issues has been characterized by what some call change through trade or Wandel durch Handel. This philosophy posits that economic engagement can lead to positive political and social change. However, this approach has faced growing skepticism as China's economic rise hasn't been accompanied by the political liberalization many had hoped for. In practice, Germany has often opted for quiet diplomacy, raising human rights issues in private meetings rather than public condemnations. Chancellor Angela Merkel, during her tenure, was known for her annual trips to China, where she would discuss business deals alongside human rights concerns. This approach has been both praised for maintaining open lines of communication and criticized for being too soft on Beijing. The impact on business decisions has been significant and multifaceted. Some German companies have found themselves in ethical quandaries. For instance, in 2019, Volkswagen faced backlash for operating a plant in Xinjiang, leading to discussions about corporate responsibility in regions with human rights concerns. Similarly, German companies have had to navigate issues of technology transfer and data privacy, balancing business opportunities against potential misuse of their technologies. Moreover, the German government has taken steps that impact business operations. In 2021, Germany passed a supply chain law requiring large companies to monitor their global suppliers for human rights violations. There's also been a shift in public opinion. German consumers and civil society groups are increasingly aware of and concerned about ethical issues in China. This has put pressure on both the government and businesses to be more transparent and accountable in their dealings with China. Looking ahead, this balancing act is likely to become even more challenging. As China's global influence grows and geopolitical tensions rise, Germany may find it increasingly difficult to compartmentalize its economic interests and its ethical concerns. The country may need to make tough choices that could impact its economic relationship with China. As we pivot from the ethical considerations, let's delve into one of the most dynamic and potentially game-changing aspects of the Germany-China relationship: technology and innovation. This arena is where some of the most exciting collaborations are taking place, but it's also a space fraught with challenges and controversies. Let's start with the automotive industry, a sector where German expertise meets Chinese ambition. German automakers like Volkswagen, BMW, and Mercedes-Benz have long been major players in the Chinese market. But in recent years, this relationship has evolved from simple export-import dynamics to deep-rooted partnerships in cutting-edge technologies. Take electric vehicles, for instance. BMW has partnered with Chinese battery giant KTL to develop next-generation EV batteries, while Volkswagen has invested heavily in joint ventures to produce electric vehicles in China. These collaborations are not just about tapping into the world's largest auto market. They're about co-developing the future of mobility. Moving to the realm of artificial intelligence, we see a similar pattern of both cooperation and competition. German AI research institutions have established partnerships with Chinese counterparts, sharing knowledge and resources. For example, the German Research Center for Artificial Intelligence, DFKI, has collaborations with several Chinese universities and tech companies. These partnerships aim to advance AI technologies in areas like natural language processing, computer vision, and autonomous systems. However, these collaborations also raise questions about data sharing and the potential dual-use nature of AI technologies. But here's where things get complicated. While these technological partnerships offer immense opportunities, they also bring to the forefront issues of technology transfer. Germany, like many Western countries, has become increasingly concerned about the flow of sensitive technologies to China. There are worries that some collaborations could lead to unintended transfer of critical know-how, potentially impacting national security or economic competitiveness. This concern isn't purely hypothetical. In 2018, the German government vetoed a Chinese attempt to acquire machine tool manufacturer Liefeld Metal Spinning, citing security concerns. More recently, there's been growing scrutiny of Chinese investments in German tech startups, particularly those working in areas like AI, robotics, and quantum computing. In response to these concerns, Germany has tightened its rules on foreign investments and technology exports. In 2020, it amended its foreign trade law to lower the threshold for reviewing foreign investments in critical sectors. This move, while not explicitly targeted at China, was widely seen as a response to growing Chinese investments in key technologies. Despite these challenges, both Germany and China recognize the immense potential of technological cooperation. They're continuing to seek ways to collaborate while protecting their respective interests. For instance, there are ongoing discussions about establishing clear guidelines for research partnerships and creating mechanisms for secure data sharing. As we shift our focus to the broader European context, it's crucial to understand that Germany's China policy doesn't exist in isolation. It's part of a complex tapestry of European approaches, each influenced by unique national interests and perspectives. Let's explore how Germany's stance compares to other major EU economies and how it shapes overall EU-China relations. First, let's consider France, Germany's close partner in European affairs. While both countries recognize the importance of economic ties with China, France has often taken a more assertive stance on political issues. President Emmanuel Macron has been vocal about the need for European strategic autonomy, a concept that implies reducing dependence on both China and the United States. France has also been more openly critical of China's human rights record, exemplified by its strong statements on the situation in Xinjiang. Italy, on the other hand, made waves in 2019 by becoming the first G7 country to sign up to China's Belt and Road Initiative, BRI. This move was viewed with concern by both Germany and other EU partners who worried about China gaining too much influence within the bloc. However, Italy's enthusiasm for the BRI has cooled in recent years, aligning more closely with the cautious approach favored by Germany. Smaller EU economies often have different calculations. Countries like Greece and Hungary have been more open to Chinese investments, seeing them as opportunities for economic growth. This has sometimes put them at odds with the more cautious approach advocated by Germany and other larger economies. Germany's position often seems to strike a middle ground between these varied approaches. It maintains strong economic ties with China while also expressing concerns about human rights and fair competition. This balanced approach has made Germany a key player in shaping EU-China relations. Indeed, Germany's role in formulating EU policy towards China cannot be overstated. As the EU's largest economy and a political heavyweight, Germany's stance often sets the tone for broader EU policy. During Angela Merkel's chancellorship, Germany was instrumental in pushing for the EU-China Comprehensive Agreement on Investment, although this deal was later frozen due to political tensions. Germany has also been a driving force behind the EU's concept of treating China as a partner, competitor, and systemic rival simultaneously. This nuanced approach, which acknowledges both the opportunities and challenges in engaging with China, has become the cornerstone of EU policy. However, Germany's influence hasn't been without controversy. Some EU members have criticized Germany for prioritizing its economic interests with China over broader European concerns. There's a perception that Germany's massive trade relationship with China sometimes makes it hesitant to take stronger stances on political issues. Looking ahead, Germany's role in shaping EU-China relations is likely to remain significant, but may evolve. There are signs of a gradual shift towards a firmer stance on issues like market access and technology transfer. The new German government, formed in 2021, has signaled a slightly more critical approach to China, which could influence broader EU policy. As we consider Germany's position within the EU, it's clear that its China policy is both influential and subject to influence. It must balance its national interests with its responsibilities as a leading EU member. The ongoing challenge for Germany will be to help forge a coherent European approach to China while navigating the diverse interests and perspectives of its EU partners. As we turn our attention to China's grand strategy for global connectivity, the Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, we find yet another arena where Germany's approach reflects its complex relationship with the rising Asian superpower. The Belt and Road Initiative, announced by Chinese President Xi Jinping in 2013, aims to connect Asia, Europe, and Africa through a network of infrastructure projects. It's a vision of unprecedented scale, promising to reshape global trade routes and economic relationships. For Germany, a nation built on export-driven growth and global connectivity, the BRI presents both tantalizing opportunities and significant challenges. Unlike some of its European neighbors, Germany has not officially signed on to the BRI. The German approach has been one of cautious engagement rather than full-throated endorsement. This stance reflects broader European concerns about the initiative's transparency, environmental standards, and potential to create debt traps for participating countries. However, Germany's non-participation at the state level hasn't prevented German businesses from seizing opportunities within the BRI framework. Many German companies, particularly those in the construction, logistics, and engineering sectors, have found lucrative contracts in BRI projects. For instance, Siemens has been involved in numerous BRI-related ventures, from providing power generation technology in Pakistan to supplying signaling systems for rail projects in Turkey. The city of Duisburg offers a compelling example of how the BRI intersects with German interests. This city in Germany's industrial heartland has positioned itself as a European hub for the new Silk Road with regular freight train connections to China. The economic revival of Duisburg, driven in part by its role in the BRI, illustrates the potential benefits of engagement with the initiative. Yet, German involvement in BRI projects isn't without its concerns. There are worries about fair competition, with some German businesses expressing frustration that Chinese state-backed companies often have advantages in securing BRI contracts. There's also the broader strategic concern that the BRI could increase European dependency on China, potentially giving Beijing leverage in future political and economic negotiations. In response to these challenges, Germany has been a key proponent of the EU's Global Gateway Initiative, launched in 2021 as a kind of European alternative to the BRI. This strategy aims to mobilize up to 300 billion euros in investments between 2021 and 2027 to support global infrastructure development. It's seen as a way to offer partner countries an alternative to Chinese financing while promoting European values and standards. Germany's approach to the BRI encapsulates many of the themes we've discussed throughout this video. We see the tension between economic opportunity and strategic caution, the balancing act between national interests and European solidarity, and the ongoing effort to engage constructively with China while maintaining independence and upholding values. As the BRI continues to evolve, Germany's stance may well shape the broader European response. Will Germany find ways to more fully engage with the initiative while addressing its concerns? Or will it continue to chart a path of selective participation while promoting alternative visions of global connectivity? The answers to these questions will have significant implications not just for Germany and China, but for the future of global trade and international relations. As two economic powerhouses with different political systems, how Germany and China navigate their relationship could well set the tone for how democratic market economies and authoritarian state capitalist systems interact in our interconnected world. Understanding this dynamic is crucial not just for policymakers and business leaders, but for anyone seeking to comprehend the intricate dance of global politics and economics in the 21st century. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more geopolitical stories. Your engagement helps us continue to bring you in-depth analyses of the relationships shaping our world. Thanks for watching.